Stay steps away from Disneyland. That's right. Today we are continuing our discussion on walking distance hotels, and this time we are going south of the Harbor Blvd Pedestrian entrance.
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
All right, Jessica. We walked from the entrance at crosswalk and we went north last time. This time, let's start at the entrance and move our way south so that we're going farther down. So,
yes. And as always, we have a freebie guide for you on Castle Talk Radio. So you can print this out. If any of these sound good to you, you can print out all of them and do a little comparison on price point and guest numbers, all the things that you need to know. So starting at that pedestrian crosswalk, we're starting with Del Sol. So this one is tucked back behind some other shops and things. So you might not notice it right off the bat on the road. And I have stayed there once. It's been a while though. Del Sol is a value hotel and it sleeps a maximum of 6 guests. So this is where it wins here, is because it's a value price. So you're going to find lower pricing here. Keep in mind, we're talking Disneyland pricing, and they can sleep up to 6 guests. So they have bunk bed rooms there, and that is its selling point. They do not have breakfast. It is really a basic budget value hotel, but it's so close to the crosswalk and has those bunk bedrooms. So if that is something that you're looking for, just something really simple to sleep, and you need that extra space for 6 guests, this is the place.
Yeah, I will say this used to be a favorite of Run Disney people back before they stopped the Run Disney at Disneyland for a while. They loved that hotel because of the great price. And they would tell you it's no frills, it's very basic, but they loved it. And it is very close. So before we get too far on, if it's hard for you to picture as we say this, I do have a video on my YouTube channel, Theme Park Tips Gal, where I have walked that whole stretch, including the north section of Harbor Blvd, walked it while talking to you, showing you the shops and pointing out where each hotel is. So if you're more of a visual learner, I'll link that for you guys down below. Okay, so we're going to move another one south. And this is where this property always confuses people. It's another Best Western. So right at the crosswalk on our previous Harbor Hotels one, we had covered the Best Western Inn and Suites, I think it's called. Right? Now, this one is the Best Western plus Anaheim Inn. So it's like 2 doors down, basically, from the other one. And it is a value property, right?
This one's moderate.
Moderate,
but
okay.
It's what you were saying too. If you look at reviews for these hotels, these Best Westerns, people are always getting them confused. And they're like, I thought I booked the other one. Yeah. So definitely check the other address. Check the name.
Yeah. We prefer the other one. It's a little more updated than this one, but this one is also a little bit cheaper and it's a little bit farther away from our corner preachers when they're around. Okay, so it can sleep up to 5 and it does include breakfast. I believe it's on the 2nd floor. There's like a conference room type area that they do it in.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And it does have large rooms. So they're just a little dated. I would say if you're used to staying in a Motel 6 or a Super 8, you'll be very comfortable in this hotel. It is the problem with comparing it to Best Westerns, I found that depending on where you are, Best Westerns can vary so much. So I always like to choose a different hotel chain to compare it to, because I've stayed in Best Westerns where they're like extremely nice, and I've stayed in some that I would never recommend to people. So I would say it's Motel 6, Super 8 type place. It is exterior entry. Anything else you want to add to it, Jessica?
No, I think we should keep going to the next one. As we're going farther away from Disneyland, but still super close, is Grand Legacy at the park. This is really a staple in the area. A lot of people know about Grand Legacy because they were the first ones to have a rooftop bar in Anaheim, which is the fifth. It's still a really popular place, but this is a moderate hotel and they sleep up to 5. There's no breakfast here, but we definitely love this hotel. What's a few things we want to say about Grand Legacy?
So they have different room types now. If you want the updated rooms, they have not updated all the rooms yet. You're going to want, I believe they call them deluxe at this hotel.
So yeah, we have premier, luxury, deluxe. You just don't want the cheapest one because those are super small too.
And they're smaller. The updated rooms are beautiful. They have a pool. They have a pool and it's in the parking lot. And I don't like that, but they have done such a good job with shrubbery around it and up and like not right in the middle. There's not like cars pulled right up to it. So it's a great pool area, 0 entry, has a splash pad area, very small splash pad area, but still has one. So that's great. What a lot of people don't realize though, is that it is exterior entry. So, because you look at it and it doesn't look like it would be. In fact, one of our friends that works at Getaway Today didn't realize it until she stayed there one time when they just brought them on as a partner. And she's like, I didn't realize it was exterior entry. So just be aware of that. And that the noise from, sometimes they have live bands up there at the 5th. So if you're staying close to the front by the lobby, that might be an issue at times, but it's a great hotel. I know for a long time is a staple for you guys, Jessica. Yeah, it's great.
And those premier rooms also have better locations where they're kind of tucked off in the back so that you're not hearing any of that street noise or noise from the 5th there. So it's a really good one, especially if you can go for a little bit of an upgraded room there.
All right, so we have to cross the little Disney Way now. So this is there's a little street that you have to cross to get past the Grand Legacy. And then we come to the hotel with the Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's their biggest claim to fame, I think, is that Olympic-sized swimming pool. It's the Anaheim Hotel. Okay, Jessica. They're known for their swimming pool, and what's the other thing that really a lot of people know about?
They have the pizza press on site, which is so good. I love their pizza.
All right. So you've stayed there more often than I have. I've stayed there. So why don't you cover this one for us?
Yeah. So this is considered a value property as well. They have a ton of different room types and configurations. It's on a huge piece of land there. And according to city records and things like that someday this is supposedly going to be knocked down and turned into a different high-rise hotel or something someday. Anyways, as is, it's the Anaheim Hotel, and they have a mid-century modern look to it. The colors are really vibrant. The outside is really beautiful. Definitely get yourself one of the upgraded rooms. One of the rooms that I really love is that they offer rooms that have 2 king beds. Because queens, once you're used to sleeping in a king bed at home, the queens are hard to do. So I love that it has 2 kings, give you a little bit more space. And they do have a lot of suites as well. And of course, the pizza press on site, which is just quick service pizza, really good. They do not have breakfast included. The only one in this section that we're talking about in this area that does include is the Best Western. So just kind of keep that in mind. But the Anaheim Hotel price point is usually really good. And they're just such a good location where you don't feel like you're walking very far to Disneyland or the convention center, depending on what you're doing while you're in Anaheim.
Okay, so I have to ask you a question. If you were going alone with your husband and you end up staying at the Anaheim, I know with just your husband, you probably go for something fancy like JW. But if you were staying in the Anaheim, would you get one of those 2 king rooms and each get your own king? Because I think that's what I do.
No, but if it was 2 queens, then yeah, I'd be like, I'll take this one, you take that one. But we have also even stayed in one that I think had 3 kings. I don't know if they still offer that anymore, but we had one that at least, I think maybe it was a king and 2 queens because it was one of their suites. It was very, very fun. But so many different room configurations, layouts. They have really cute like patios and balconies as well on a lot of their rooms. So the next one, as we keep going, is Castle Inn and Suites. It looks like a castle. The kids love it. It's a value property. Becca, tell us about Castle Inn.
Okay, the big thing about Castle Inn and Suites, two big things that they really are known for. The first one is their super fast Wi-Fi. They are known to have some of the best Wi-Fi in the area. In fact, when gamers come to conventions, they a lot of times will stay there because of the Wi-Fi at the Castle Inn and Suites. The other thing that is important to know, and I'm going to have people come and tell me that's not true. It is true. They are the only one on this stretch, the walkable stretch, that offers free parking for all guests. Now, some of these might offer free parking if you like book through Getaway Today, or if you know, some caveat, right? But this is the only one that actually has free parking for every guest. So like Jessica mentioned, it is castle themed. They have gargoyles on the outside for the lights, and their eyes glow red at night. I don't know if you knew that, Jessica, but they do. It is definitely dated, but it is clean. So
lots of family suites as well.
Lots of family suites that have a king and 2 queens, I believe, or maybe it's a king and 2 doubles. The other thing with this is a family-owned hotel. The current owner's father built this hotel from the ground up. They used a lot of local artisans to do their beautiful stained glass windows that they have by the lobby. So it is dated, like I said, but it is clean, and you can just tell that the owners love this hotel and take such pride in it, and still being around in an area where almost every like small boutique type hotel has been bought up and either made into a chain hotel or something like that. So we love this hotel for those that are on a budget and are driving down because of that free parking, and also for those that are going when there is a virtual queue that you are trying to get because that Wi-Fi can't be beat.
Definitely. Yeah. So much history there. That's one of my favorite things, is like learning about the people that own these places and everything. I think they could do like an interior refresh with different color schemes, because it's just really dark in there, but a lot of people just love it for the space and the price. So it's definitely a contender, especially for families. So the next one, as we go down, is actually, we're going to turn the corner a little bit. So this one isn't exactly on Harbor, but we want to include it in this section, and that's Wyndham Anaheim. So this is a moderate. I stayed there just a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, for the first time. And for some reason, I had in my head that it was like a timeshare place, and it might be, but you can still stay there as well.
Yeah, Wyndham has timeshares, but this one is not. They also just have Wyndham hotels. Mm-hmm. So I've never stayed there, and in fact, I was shocked to see this on there because I usually kind of end at Castle Inn and Suites. So I'm glad we have this additional hotel to share with people. So since you've stayed there, I want you to tell us about it, Jessica.
Yeah, so it's moderate. It sleeps up to 6. There is Starbucks and like food place in the lobby, but breakfast is not included. I would say that it's basic, but it's new. It feels newer. It feels fresh. It feels updated. It feels like just completely adequate and simple for what you need. So I was totally good with it. Totally pleasantly surprised. And the walk wasn't bad at all. I was thinking just because it's a little bit farther, like you're not gonna really enjoy that walk, or maybe I'd want to Uber or go down to the Toy Story lot, but it actually was totally fine with older kids. So younger kids in strollers, that might be a little bit different. But it's really just like the Wyndham Anaheim doesn't have anything particularly like standout memorable because it's just a normal good hotel. You know, like nothing fancy and shiny, nothing that's going to knock your socks off, but it's a great place to stay, especially if you get it when the price is right. This is going to be something that's newer and fresh, updated interior and decor. If that's something that really matters to you, then that's a great place to pick.
Awesome. And I think sometimes it's great when it's not like super memorable, because that also means it's not super like dirty or bad or anything like that. And I love having that extra option. Now, all of the hotels that we talked about today partner with Getaway Today. There are a couple of hotels in the area that don't, but neither of us have stayed there, so we did not cover them. I do point them out in my walking distance hotel video that I do on my channel, so you can check that out if you're interested in them. But again, you're going to get the best rates when you book through our partners at Getaway Today. Right now, they have lots of hotels. I don't know if any of these do, but lots of their hotels are offering like a 4th night or a 5th night or a 3rd night free. So definitely go check them out. And you can do that again at getawaytoday.com/Castle Talk. And I just want to know, Jessica, which of these hotels are you like, okay, I'm going to stay there again?
Ooh, it's been a long time since I've been at Grand Legacy. I feel like I would like to stay there again. Anaheim Hotel is always a fun one as well, especially if you're using the pool, just because it's so massive. So probably one of those two.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be checking out the Wyndham because I'm intrigued now. So
yeah, it's kind of like a why not, you know, if the pricing is good, it's really a good option. And I think that's what we're trying to do for you, is just to open up some options. A lot of people pick their hotels around Disneyland and they stay and they love it. And if you found that home away from home, then that is fantastic. But if you're still not sold 100% on something, then try something different and try something new, especially if you feel like it fits with what you're used to when you travel, because that's a big, important thing for comfort level. We just love going to the different hotels and trying them, and we've tried so many. So if you need more details, find us online, and we will see you at Disneyland real soon.
You've been listening to Castle Talk Radio. For exclusive discounts on tickets and hotels, free guides, and to listen to past episodes, visit castletalkradio.com. Be sure to tune in next week for more Castle Talk with Becca and Jessica.